Your Honor, I'm here today to speak about the FNAF DCI, the Dead Children Incident. Apparently, the first incident, they're only missing. We still don't know where those fuckers are, but these others, they're dead. I'm here to testify, plead, whatever weird smart lawyer term insert thingy here, against the DCI. It's not real.
Well, that's a pretty bold claim to make, but if you say so, I'm all ears.
Thank you, Your Honor. Now, to disprove the existence of the DCI, we first have to look on why people think the DCI is real in the first place. Which I believe I should be the one to explain, Neo, considering I will be defending the DCI.
What the fuck? Royalty-free Josh Hutcherson? I haven't seen you on this channel in like a year.
I know it has been a while, my fellow brethren. I've been very busy filming the sequel to my highly anticipated film, Freddy's Willy 2. But I have since returned and will be defending the DCI. Now, the DCI theory comes from a minigame in FNAF 2 called the Save Them minigame, where you, as Freddy, follow around the puppet in a FNAF 2 location where you see multiple dead bodies around the pizza place. Now, considering that this is specifically the FNAF 2 location, that means that the original 5 missing children would have already been stuffed inside of their respective suits, thus leading to the conclusion that these brand new dead bodies are of new kids that'll go on to possess the toy animatronics.
Objection!
I think this is a matter of perspective. These 8-bit minigames, yes, when taken at 100% full face value, you may think that this is hinting towards another group of kids now dead and stuffed into more animatronics. But would it not make more sense if these bodies are just metaphorical to the missing children that we've already seen in FNAF 1? The idea of this single minigame, which may I remind the jury, is the only proof we have towards a second missing children's incident. If we're supposed to take this at a literal sense, then that goes against the constant idea of all of these minigames only being metaphorical. Yes, we do see some things that hint towards the past lore and the past murders, but we never outright see one-to-one recreations of the events in the past. It's another case of Occam's razor, something that game theory really likes to point out whenever theorizing about FNAF. Usually, the most simple answer is the correct one. And in this case, if every other minigame besides this one only gives us vague interpretations that can lead us to believe something about the past, then how should this one single minigame be any different? Perhaps while Scott Cawthon was making this minigame, he wasn't thinking about the legitimate reason of why the bodies are in the FNAF 2 location, but instead trying to convey the fact that the missing children were in fact dead and killed by the purple guy, considering that this is one of the purple guy's first appearance in a minigame as well. Your Honor, I rest my case.
Objection!
Although I do see what you mean about many of the minigames being only metaphorical to the past events and hints towards the lore. However, we do see some minigames such as the death of Charlie Emily in FNAF 2 or the Springlock in FNAF 3 that do seem to be actual recreations of past events. But then again, do we though? If we're getting that specific, well then let me ask you this. Why in Charlie's death minigame was the pizza place just a box or a square? And why in the text would it say save him instead of save her? Well, that obviously was just a retcon, considering that in FNAF 6 we see a new version of that same minigame where Charlie Emily is the one who dies in the alley. And Henry even confirms it in his final speech. Exactly. So, you're telling me that back in FNAF 2, when those minigames were being made, Scott maybe didn't have the full lore fully planned out just yet, leading to those kinds of inconsistencies like misgendering Charlie. Could it not be very well possible that these dead bodies appearing in the FNAF 2 location in this minigame could just be another inconsistency of his back before he fully knew the specific details, such as in which Fazbear building the 5 missing children were murdered in? Is that a real accent, or why the fuck are you just randomly turning Western every once in a while? It's especially clear to me the extent that this could just have been another inconsistency instead of another group of child murders, considering that it is never brought up ever again in the rest of the lore. Never in the rest of the games, never in the Silver Eyes, and never in Fazbear Frights do we have another mention of another group of dead kids. This is especially weird considering that we are still seeing imagery and references back to the original missing children's incident. Even after their souls were set free in FNAF 6, they are still so important to the story and plot that we are still having references to them in the newest games. So if there really was a second incident, the dead children's incident, then why have we not heard shit about them after the fact. It seems much more likely that at the time of FNAF 2, Scott Cawthon was really just worried about trying to make it seem vague and mysterious and creepy, and not really considering that everybody would nitpick the hell out of every single detail just yet. Hello? Josh Hutcherson? Oh, hello, Neo. Sorry I'm late to the court case. Now, where were you?
Oh, what the fuck? Since when was there two of you?
Oh, don't worry, that's just my stand-in. FNAF Movie 1 royalty-free Josh Hutcherson. I'm FNAF Movie 2 royalty-free Josh Hutcherson.
What the fuck? That's random.
You know what else is random, Neo? Hi, I'm royalty-free Josh Hutcherson, the royalty-free version of royalty-free Josh Hutcherson from Freddy's Willy. Hi, I'm royalty-free Josh Hutcherson.
Well, I'll be damned. What do you guys think? Do y'all think the DCI is still canon to the FNAF lore, or was it merely a miscalculation by Scott Cawthon? Let me know in the comments, or in the latest community post on the Neo Nobody channel. And with that, Sensei Nick Cage, out. Hey, royalty-free courtroom Nick Cage here.